so brightly, the darkness must be present. Tune in every Monday at 10 o'clock. The Dark Sun Rising on the Para-X Radio Network.
Oh, hey Heidi, what are you listening to? Heidi. Oh, hey Steph. Hey, what has your attention? Oh, I'm listening to Para-X, the calling radio show. Have you ever heard of it? No, I haven't. What's it all about? Well, it's hosted by three guys, Jerry, Alan, and Will, and they talk about paranormal investigations, UFOs, cryptozoology, psychic phenomenon, all sorts of stuff. Oh, well, it's kind of like The Gathering, but on Wednesday, right? Yep, you got it. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling radio show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time only on Para-X.
Hi, this is Barry Fitzgerald from GHI, and you're listening to the Para-X Radio Network.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Welcome to another Monday night here on the Shadows Radio. And why is it every time I turn the mic off, you start putting things down, clumping around? Know. Every time. Turn the mic on, Bill. Clump.
It's a test.
Oh, it's a fail. All right. Welcome to another Monday night here on the Shadows. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Bill, the guy who puts stuff down all the time.
Clunking stuff, man.
I'm clunking, Mr. Clunking stuff.
At least it's not your fish tank this time, because I don't know. Every time I have to listen to your fish tank, I got to pee.
I filled that last week, so we're good.
Oh, good.
They're swimming.
It's like, because every time I got to pee, man, you understand, the bathroom's on the second floor and I'm in the basement. It's a long ride. Anyway.
Oh, so how are you doing today on this fine Monday?
I am doing goodly and stuff.
Goodly?
Yes.
Sweet. H.R. Plunkin stuff, yes.
There you go. You've been renamed.
Yes, Kara. Thank you very much.
We need to wait. I gotta find the theme song to that one.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if we can sing a parody without having to cite like the actual I don't know how that works. We'll have to check it out. Yeah. And Ceiling Cat's not in the chat room, so I can't ask her because she's under like rolling blackouts and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Apparently things are really weird in California right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they're weird everywhere.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any day of the whatevers today?
Yeah. Yes, I always have a plethora of national days for your enjoyment.
All right. So, what is today?
Which happens to be funny. It is Black Cat Appreciation Day because I have a black cat, of course. National Nonprofit Day. That would be my bank account because it definitely doesn't have any profit. Oh, here's one for you. You ready?
Yes.
National I Love My Feet Day.
Why is that for me?
I don't know. It just sounds like, do you love your feet?
Not particularly.
Kara probably loves her feet. Yeah.
Probably.
If we have listeners tonight in Massachusetts, it is National Massachusetts Day.
Oh, National Massachusetts Day.
Yep. And the last one I have is National Thrift Shop Day. So if you're out and about and want to stop at a thrift shop, I'm sure they're all closed. But anyway, it's their day too.
Well, maybe not on the West Coast.
That's true. Absolutely. Or Australia. Well, tomorrow, it would be tomorrow in Australia. actually. So they might be opening right now.
But it's also, if it's National Thrift Shop Day, that does not apply to Australia.
Well, maybe it's their nation's thrift shop day.
Maybe they're like a day behind us, like they do with like Thanksgiving or whatever. They pick a different day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I made that up. However, it is also Move Your Daughter into College Day.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Moved my little girl, or my big girl, I should say, my young adult, into her dorm about 2 hours ago. About an hour and a half ago, I got home, I should say. But very nice day, beautiful weather, surreal, of course. But, she's off on her adventure of a lifetime. So, I didn't go to college. I know you did. And, I know a lot of people that did. And, it's part of their memory and their, the whole experience, and I feel so bad for the ones that are not able to go and experience it due to our COVID land stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, all things will end, and maybe we'll have to go through half a year or your first year of college in these situations, and hopefully we'll get back to our normal and, they can have that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I loved college. I was, every once in a while, I'm like, I should go back to school, and then I realized that I'm old and that wouldn't work because I'd be like the creepy old guy in the back of class.
That would be me.
Yeah.
You'd be cool.
Yeah.
You'd be like that one with that movie that was just out where mom and the daughter went to college together, and she wound up being more of a party animal.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, no, it's a big experience. And I actually know a lot of college freshmen this year that are going away to school, even though they're all virtual classes for now, because they want that experience of living on the dorm, living out, all that stuff. So good luck to her. She's off on a big adventure, I'm sure.
Yep. And our chat room's lighting up with their, college beer bong 101. And I love that was me for the last 5 years. 5 years of college, the last 5 years. Oh my gosh. Hope you're a doctor, Kara. So
no, she went back to school.
Oh, okay.
Kara and I went to college together, which is how we met.
Oh.
And then she went back to school later.
Yeah,
she's saying that she was the creepy guy in the back of class, the old creepy guy in the back of class. Yeah. With all the 18-year-old kids going, first life experience, and you're sitting in the back going, shut up, I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
I did that when I went back for my MBA. And I did an online MBA, and that was part of it. It was like there's all these kids who are literally like they had just finished their undergrad degree and they're all still, 21, 22. And I'm like, yep.
You played basketball?
Not NBA, MBA.
Oh, MBA. Oh, I gotcha.
Yes.
Big difference. Well, yeah.
Bigger check for, what
the basketball player.
Well, I'll say what I owe people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So tonight we have a little bit of life advice for you. And the way this was written cracked me up impressively. So this guy wrote this article, and he was trying to provide pro tips from a paranormal investigator to the world about the 10 demons that you should probably try to avoid. And that's how he wrote it.
Oh, wow.
You should probably try to avoid these as, pro-life tips. So I thought we would share his pro-life expert life advice because, you might not know that you should avoid some of these demons. I would think generally just avoid all demons, but,
yes,
whatever.
I agree. I should have taken the Book of Beggins out and seen what he said too, but
you should. I'm sure he's quoted in here somewhere.
Yes.
So anyway,
cool.
All right.
Well, lead us through the demon, realm here.
All right. So the first one is called the Jinn, sometimes called Jinn, Jini, Jinnni, and sometimes Djinn. These are ancient. There's different spellings. It's because it's a translation from Arabic, so it's not necessarily a directly created English word. So it just depends on how it's translated. So, these are ancient demons from Arabic and Islamic tradition. They're considered mischievous and diabolical. That they rank below devils in the divine lineup.
Mm.
Rumor has it that what's that, right?
demons are worse than devils in the divine lineup.
The jinn are so diabolical. Yes, the jinn are so diabolical and mischievous that they rank below devils. So they're. However, there's only one devil, so I'm not entirely sure how there's an S on that word. But like I said,
not to be confused with DJ Jazzy Jeff, as Kara says. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's your friend.
Sometimes. Rumor has it that the jinn was born from smokeless flame, and they're able to take human and animal forms at will. When they want to stir up trouble, they assume these forms as a way of blending in with the physical world, maintain their roost until they're able to reveal their true form. You see, jinn live in a world parallel to the one that the humans live in. This means that while jinn can see us all the time, we cannot see the jinn unless they choose to be seen. Part of their trickery stems from their inclination towards chaos and a penchant for revenge. They can live, when they're not in their human form, they can be, well, literally anything. They can live in trees, rocks, streams, ruins, even in your desk drawer. As such, you must be careful not to deserve a jinn for fear that it might take offense and choose to seek revenge. A jinn does not care if your insult was accidental, it only cares about getting even. This revenge might manifest in a plague, a disease, a bodily possession, or even a freak accident. However, if you're careful and aware of their nature, it's quite simple to exploit and banish a jinn. You just have to pray for their demise.
Okay, so you have to pray to get them out of your desk drawer.
I'm going to say whoever took the jinn out for 2020, put it back.
Yeah, put the dang jinn back.
Wherever you got him from, put him back. Because I'm done.
Yeah, that'd explain a lot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it would. My goodness.
Rule number 1, never ask if they want to play Jinn Rummy. Thank you, Ceiling Cat. Welcome to the chat room.
Yeah, right. So the jinn, this is transponded from Arabic, so this is more of something from that area, or is that like everywhere they're saying?
So apparently they live everywhere, but they kind of showed up first in Arabic tradition.
Okay. So don't buy it like a desk from
Yes, please do not buy ancient Arabic desks, as the drawers apparently are home to jinns.
There we go. Okay, just want to clear that up.
So a lot of people actually call jinns genies. I've heard that a lot. Like, it's the same as a genie. That's not actually true, because genies tend to take things.
Great wishes.
Well, not even that. They do things literally. So, technically, sort of, maybe kind of, they're not the same thing. But jinns are out to basically just screw you over.
Gotcha.
Or apparently make really good martinis. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in the chat room. There's some martini happening. So anyway.
Yes.
So if you run across that, please keep all your desk drawers closed, your hands and arms, and whoever took the jinn out for 2020, put it back. That's my thing. Put it back. Thank you. All right. So the next one on your list that you want to avoid is the Wendigo. Have you heard of this?
No, but it's a cool name.
It is. So if you ever find yourself traveling through the Great Lakes region of the U.S. or the forests of central Canada, keep an eye out for the massive skull-faced demon spirit with a heart of ice. The Wendigo originates from the Algonquin tradition and is known to roam the forest in search of human prey. It then possesses the humans or drives them mad from isolation. The Wendigo is a supernatural hunter. It uses immense strength, speed, and endurance to hunt anyone who crosses into its territory. Sometimes the Wendigo even uses its ability to mimic human voice to call the name of its prey and lure unsuspecting souls into the woods. Once caught by a Wendigo, the unfortunate victim is possessed or driven to insanity, eventually turning into another Wendigo. Oh, they make a friend.
Wow.
The aspect of the legend is much more realistic than it might seem. Settlers and Native Americans who were stranded and lost in the dense wilderness would resort to cannibalism in the name of survival. Those who made it back to civilization were never the same again. It was dubbed Wendigo fever. The Wendigo, with its insatiable appetite, is a demonic embodiment of gluttony.
Well, that's a happy thought.
But that was also a little scattered. So, what did the Wendigo eat the people, or?
Oh, it sounded like he turned them into
cannibals.
Yeah, and they ate the people.
Oh.
So if you're ever traveling in your Winnebago, watch out for the Wendigo because they might eat you.
That was a terrible joke, and you should feel bad.
I don't feel bad at all. It is
that
fun
because you had gin?
Yes, and it's the only one I could come up with in COVID land.
Oh, I don't know. See, the way this article is written, I can't take these seriously. I know these are very serious topics for some people, and I'm probably sure someone listening to us is going, hey, that's a serious thing, and you're making fun of it. We're not making fun of it. What we're doing, however, is, not making fun of it.
There's too much seriousness in the world, so we're having fun with our demons.
We are. Ooh, someone from Wallingford is listening. I'm going to say shout out because you're only like 2 minutes from me. Hello. I don't know who you are, but pop into the chat room and say hi because...
Yeah.
I like having...
And if you're listening, just get on the chat room. I support this joke. Thank you. Anyway.
Well, Kara would. Kara lives on puns. It is her nutrients. All right, so the next one is actually something we've talked about here on the show.
Okay.
So the third thing you should avoid... or number 8 on this list for some reason, is Krampus.
I remember Krampus. Got that after eating Popeyes.
Oh, look, Bill's microphone muted itself.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
So in typical Yuletide fashion, Santa Claus is celebrated for generosity and kindness. But for Central European children, their incentive to stay away from the naughty list is much more visceral, stemming from an evil Santa Claus counterpart, Krampus.
Yeah. He was mean.
He is kind of mean, yeah. Each night on the night of December 5th, the night before beloved St. Nicholas feast day, Krampus emerges from his lair to torment villages until sunrise. If you were good, you would be rewarded with candy in your boot from St. Nicholas, but if you're naughty, Krampus would seek you out, swat you with his bundle of birch sticks. Sometimes, for especially wicked children, Krampus would stuff you in his sack and speed away with you to his lair in the underworld. It's said that Krampus is a half-goat, half-demon, son of a Norse god of the underworld, Hel. Between his infernal origins and his juxtaposition with St. Nicholas, Krampus is the most fraught demon in Central European history. Ancient pagan dances, costumes, and rituals are still used today to ward off the evil spirit of winter and the Horned King Krampus.
Well, it worked because they used to threaten their kids. If you were bad, Krampus would come and take you away.
Ha ha! Oh, sorry, that's different.
Now you just... you get your kids everything they want, and they're like, yeah, and then you find it in the corner of their room, a week later.
Well, then you take it away.
So, yeah, that works.
I do. I just got rid of a whole box of toys that my kids don't touch. I'm like, nope, you guys will play with it. And suddenly, as I'm boxing it up, they're sitting there playing with it. And I'm like, are you serious? That's my favorite. I'm like, you haven't touched this in months. It's so dusty, I can write my name on it. Like, no. I'm putting it away. Yeah. Somebody else will have it.
I got an attic full. I know. Yeah.
You're not supposed,
I like going through them.
You're not supposed to put your kids in the attic.
Well, I remember buying that.
Glad I spent that $50.
Yeah. Yep. So Krampus, is mean, and he will come and take you away if you are a bad child.
So Karen,
Christmas.
Yeah. So Karen in the chat room asks, is there one Krampus or is he a form of a demon? Which is actually a very good question because this article said demons you should avoid, and then it said Krampus, which is actually a creature, not a demon. However, the guy that wrote this article just cracks me up too much, so we're going to keep pretending like he didn't just do that, and we're going to keep going.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because demons are a species, whereas Krampus is a dude or a horned goat man.
Okay, so he's
so he's not really a demon. He's just kind of a demonic.
Right, I get confused with them. I'm not because I'm not a big, into demonology and stuff. So that is one of my, light spots in the whole paranormal thing. So
I'm not a big in What did you say? You're not big into demonology? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not big into demonology.
Okay. It's like, I was not big in the demonology. So I wasn't sure what you were saying. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway, go on.
Hold on.
Yes,
my mouse disappeared.
My senseless rambling.
Aw. Okay. So the next one. Oh, where's Kat in the chat room when you need her? Because I'm about to butcher a bunch of stuff from Malaysia. Okay. So the next one on our list is Pokong. In Indonesia and Malaysia, there's a spirit intent on haunting cemeteries and abandoned houses, known as the Pakong in Indonesia and also as the Hantu Bungkus in Malaysia. It's a pale, shriveled, eyeless face and a floating, decaying body. The corpse is often shrouded in a translucent cloth used in Muslim burial. In Islamic tradition, the shroud must be tied in 3 places: the head, behind the neck, and at the feet. So the soul of the departed is anchored down during its remaining time on earth. After 46 days, the ties are supposed to be removed so the soul may be set free. But if they're not fully undone, then the soul is trapped on earth. As a result, the soul becomes bitter and angry over its entrapment, spends its time on earth tormenting and attacking anyone who blocks its path. Because its feet remain bound, the Pakong hops or rolls after its victims and often uses surprise attacks to cause car wrecks and freak accidents. What? Because its feet remain... Yeah. Oh, because its feet remain bound. So it's restricted in its movement. The Pakong hops or rolls after its victims, often using surprise attacks to cause car wrecks and freak accidents. If you should ever come across a Pakong, the only way to avoid attack is to lie down and play dead, or to run down a long, winding road until you are out of sight of the demon. So basically,
he catches up with you.
You have to outrun it because the thing rolls like a bowling ball at you.
It rolls and hops.
Well, it hops. Imagine you ever get in a sleeping bag as a kid, and then you have to go from one side to the other, and you hop across the room.
Yeah,
I'm serious. That's what they're describing here because its feet are tied together. That's awesome and amazing and awesome. And I like the fact that it just lays down like a little sausage and rolls down the street.
I'm gonna get you. Now you know, boo boo. Anyway,
I'm coming. Yeah. Don't move. Just stay there for a second.
Well, he sounds like a weird one.
That is definitely a winner right there. That's one, and it's also one that's not super popular on the list. But
yeah, but avoid them anyway.
No one slaughtered nothing. Anyway.
I was just popped up and read that. You know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Kat, you should call in. We need to interview you.
All right. So the next one on the list is the Asag, which is originating from ancient Sumerian legend. It's a horrifying demon from the underworld whose personal mission is to thwart the god Ninurta. In order to do this, Asag created an army of rock demons that would do his bidding. Once defeated, Asag turned against humankind and began to prey on unsuspecting travelers. Asag hunts after humans and rains disease and plague upon them. He infests their very being and covers them like clothing, eventually paralyzing his victims with fever. When not preying on the innocent, Asag instead boils fish in their rivers and stirs up chaos in the form of landslides. So that's kind of a very wide a range of things you could do.
Right.
So I'm going to pick on some travelers, but when there's nobody nearby, I'm just going to, I'm some fish and cause some landslides.
For fun. Yeah.
I'm just going to boil some fish.
So he's just like an all-around kind of laid back kind of demon. Like, hey, there's people. I'll go mess with them for a little bit, then I'll eat some fish. So, yeah.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe you're just making dinner.
Yeah, he's just messing around.
He wasn't actually, I don't know.
Yeah, he could be like, hey, I'm making some fish. Come on over. And the people are like, ooh, it's a demon. I'm not hanging out with him. You know?
He's pretty freaky looking. Have you seen a picture of him? I mean, looks like a giant bat wing with 4 horns coming out of his head.
Well, we can't all be prom queens,
This is very true. And a big long tongue like Gene Simmons. Why do all demons have Gene Simmons tongues?
Well, why does Gene Simmons have a demon tongue?
That is true. I probably did that one backwards. All right, so here we go, Kat. This one is a present for you.
Yeah, you're going to love this one. I don't even know what it is, but you're going to love it anyway.
Oh, no, I can't do it. I looked up how to say it, and I still can't do it. What? Why did it go Greek?
I don't know. I'm just trying to open that format up for you. So,
Manananananangal. Yep.
Really?
That's what it is. MANANANGGAL.
But you said it so precisely fast.
That's because I actually looked it up how to say it. I still butchered it, but I looked it up this time.
Okay. Anyway,
so
how is pee go?
We're gonna call her Gal because that's fun.
Okay. All right.
So by day, this Filipino monster takes the form of a lovely woman, the better to entrance and capture her victim. Once the sun goes down, however, this demon shows her true form, a bat-like being with large withered wings, the fangs of a vampire, and long, sharp claws. In order to transform into her true self, Gal must sever her torso from her legs to sprout her wings, trailing her innards below her. Although she preys upon men during the day, she targets pregnant women at night, drinking their blood and eating their babies' organs. That's horrible. That's not nice. This demonic beast prefers to hunt at night specifically because it must reunite its lower half of its body by sunrise. If it fails to do so, it will be destroyed. Until daybreak, the only way to ward off the Manananango is to carry salt, garlic, pungent spices, vinegar, dagger, the tail of stingrays, and holy water. That's a lot of stuff to carry. These ingredients can also be used to destroy the creature at night. Simply find the lower half and cover it in ash, salt, or garlic so the creature cannot be reunited before sunrise.
Cool. I just happened to carry that with me, but yeah, on some of the dates I've been on them, that sounds like normal.
Did you date someone who ripped off the lower half of their body?
Well,
Okay.
That's a shoddy demon design, Kara.
It really is kind of like, well, I guess, something like this, however, it just, I don't know, like, I feel like this is like one of those things like Atlas, where like you had to push the rock up the mountain, or Perseus, who was tied to the rock. Like there was a lot of Isis.
Yeah.
But like something like that, where like, they're punished for doing something. Therefore, in order to sprout your wings, you have to rip off the lower part of your body. Okay. Like.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
You beat a god in a sewing contest, so you have to become a spider. Like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more to this story, and I want to find out where this who birthed this demon.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah,
definitely.
But what does? Yeah. So the actual translation of the name means one who removes, takes off, or separates limbs and body parts. So
there's actually. That was an actual.
Yes, that is the actual translation. Apparently.
Holy crap!
I don't know. It's hard to like. So it sprouts these huge bat-like wings, searches through the night. So the name comes from the Tagalog word "tanggal," which means to remove or separate. In this case, separate yourself.
Right.
So that's where it kind of comes from, which is why there's a lot of extra letters, because Tagalog is got lots of letters.
Yeah. Interesting.
So it has a long proboscis-like tongue that sucks the hearts of fetuses or the blood of someone who is sleeping. That sounds like a mosquito.
Ooh.
It also haunts newlyweds and couples in love.
Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Due to
so
being.
It looks for happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the severed lower torso is left standing, and the more vulnerable is the more vulnerable of the two halves. If you sprinkle salt, smear crushed garlic, or ash on top of the standing torso, you will kill it. The upper torso would not be able to rejoin, and in sunrise would perish.
Okay.
So that's.
So when it's.
Yeah.
So just carry your little bag of salt and ash around with you, and you'll be good.
How freaky would that be to be just rolling down the street and there's just feet standing there? Like there's just a torso frozen. Like, well, I think the other half leaves, like, you know what I mean? Like the other half walks away and goes to, kill people and stuff, and leaves their legs just chilling on the side of the road.
I'll be back.
Don't move.
Yeah, don't move.
Oh, that's just.
Anyway.
I think that one might be my favorite, even if I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I have to look into that one a little bit more.
All right, so next one on our list here is the Dullahan.
Okay.
So, similar to Sleepy Hollow's Headless Horseman is Ireland's Dullahan, the spirit of a man with a severed head. It's a black robe-clad rider who there we go, who hunts his prey in an unusual fashion. Instead of chasing and slaying his victim, the horseman serves as an omen of death. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Whenever he stops riding, someone nearby will die. But if you hear your name called by him, then you are definitely his next victim. Thus, when the moon is full and the night is eerie, the Dullahan takes to Ireland's country roads as a harbinger of death. Rarely, one may even find the Dullahan riding within a black carriage pulled by 6 black horses. Ooh, he's fancy that day. He's riding within the black carriage pulled by 6 black horses. That's funny. So that day he was fancy. Usually he rides as a horse, and then this time he gets to ride in the carriage. If one should be so unfortunate as to see the Dullahan up close, they would discover his head tucked underneath his arm or lifted high above the rider so that he could see into the dark night. On the other hand, he carries a spine-like whip. On full moons, it's best to stay within your home, hoping that the Dullahan passes you by, for not every locked door or gate can stop him from his travels. However, if locked doors don't stop him, why do you bother staying inside? Because doesn't that defeat the purpose? Yeah, right. Anyway.
And if he's going to call your name, you're doomed.
Yeah, you can hear it anyway. I'm pretty sure if someone was standing outside my house going, Rebecca, I would probably hear him even inside the house.
You'd be like, what do you want?
Go away. I have no money for you.
Yeah.
So if you should feel so bold as to peek through your blind to the passing rider, you'll be forever struck blind in one eye. If, however, you should be on the road when you hear his approach, reach into your pocket for a ring, a watch, a coin, anything made of gold. Only this can frighten him away. Oh, that's how he got his carriage and his 6 black horses. He robbed people. If you hold out gold while I drive by, I'll just take that instead of your life. And then suddenly he has now he's riding in a carriage.
Okay, so if you pay him off, he'll go away.
Apparently.
Keep that one in mind.
What? Are you going to start demanding payment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill, why won't you go home? Nobody paid me today.
Nobody paid me. I'm gonna stand out outside your house and go, Rebecca, throw me some money.
I'm gonna chuck a dirty diaper at your head. You do that?
Yeah, probably. Thanks. Then
this is not. See, this would be me going out there, finding a black horse, figuring out how to look like the Headless Horseman somehow, and then just riding up and down the streets going, I see you.
I can see that.
And it's Ireland, so you just have to go, Patrick! Patrick! And there'll be people scared everywhere.
William Patrick.
Yeah. Sean! Yeah, like you get all. Yeah, you gotta hit all the stereotypical Irish names. But I love that you can just give him a piece of gold. It'll leave you alone.
And it'll go away.
Apparently.
That's awesome. Well, that's what I like.
I'm amused by this one because he at least has logic behind his story. Like, pay him off.
Because he wants to go to the pub. He needs some money.
That's probably where this came from. Some dude was riding, he saw his wife, and he went, crud! And he pulled the hood up over his head and was like, I'm coming for you, I'm death. And she's like, take the coin. He went, woo, free beer.
Yeah. Or he lost all of his money at the pub. He was coming home and he made up this demon story that I had to pay the demon to let me live.
William, where did your wedding ring go? Well, on the way home, you'll never believe it.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's terrible.
It is.
I mean, it's awesome, but it's terrible. But at least this one makes sense. But somehow you should avoid this guy because he's gonna, kill you or something.
Right, unless you pay him.
All right. So, next one on our list.
Okay.
Neon, yeah. So everyone knows about the vibrant and fortune-filled celebration of Chinese New Year. According to the legends, tradition, which honored worldwide as a festival of new beginnings and good luck, began as a means of self-defense, actually. In ancient China, a Taoist monk by the name of Hongjun Lazao came across a small village and noticed people boarding up their doors and windows. They explained they were preparing to hide from the Nian, a creature that lived high up in the mountains and descended once a year to eat their crops, livestock, and their children. The Nian had the body of a bull, head of a lion, and was ferocious as both. For generations, the town people lived in fear. Each year, when the Nian descended from the mountains, they were left to his mercy or lack thereof. Lazao could not bear to see the people cower in such a way, so he descended into the mountains that very evening. In the night, he mounted the Nian, rode him to the brink of exhaustion, and spared the village for the time. The next 3 nights, Lazao continued to tire the beast until he himself grew weary. He explained to the people that they must learn to tame the Nian themselves. People believed this to be impossible until he explained that the beast is afraid of 3 things: the color red, fire, and loud noises. That night, villagers bedecked their town and their bodies in red, set off fireworks into the sky, and stayed up celebrating for the fear of the beast. Since then, the Nian has not descended from his home in the mountains, and the Chinese New Year has come to symbolize the new beginnings and good fortune.
Okay.
I don't know why this is on the list of things we should fear if they've already tamed him.
Well, I guess it's peace and harmony, and if you mess with that, he'll come back down. So they got it covered, so they're good.
Yeah, they're handling it. Besides, they get a party out of it.
Yeah, right.
They're not.
I like Chinese. Chinese New Year is like really cool. So
yeah, they're not cowering in fear like the Irish people are. They're
they're banding together to make sure
to
that
defend their children
stays.
and their yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Plus, they get a party.
Yeah.
I like the party.
Yep, peace and happiness. That's what we should be doing every day to keep the demons away.
We should have more demon parties. Let's throw a demon party.
Oh my gosh.
We'll deck everything in red and gold, right? Because that'll keep away those 2 demons.
Yeah.
And we'll cook everything in garlic. That'll keep away the Manamana demon.
And the salt.
Salt, yeah. We'll do a ring of salt. That'll keep away the Christian demons. Look at this. This is a great... We can make pretzels. We can make garlic pretzels. That's salt and garlic all in one thing.
Wow. You got that covered. That's awesome.
Now I'm hungry.
I'll be waiting for my invitation.
Oh, see what I can do.
Shadows Radio, salt and garlic party.
But you have to wear red and gold.
Well, you can have salt around your margarita rim, so that would help.
Are there any garlic cocktails? I'm sure there are. Hipsters will put garlic. Hipsters will put anything in a cocktail.
Well, we'll just serve garlic knots. How's that?
Oh, I love garlic knots.
Yeah, garlic knots are rock,
Yep. All right, so we got, 2 more. You ready for these?
Okay.
I don't
Absolutely.
know if these are the scariest ones. These are in no particular order, apparently. All right, so the next one on this list is fairy changelings.
Who?
Fairy changelings. I'm going to explain it if you let me finish.
Absolutely.
So, not to be mistaken for their benevolent counterparts, the fairies of Scotland and Ireland are a far cry from something like the Tooth Fairy. These fairies are not innately wicked. They're tricksters at best. If you aren't careful, you may end up becoming a victim. These fairies have particular penchant for swapping out human babies with one of their own. When the mother's not looking, the fairy changelings creep in and kidnap her child, and instead they leave a fellow changeling, unless, of course, the fairy chooses to leave a bundle of sticks or a log instead. Often the imposter is content simply to eat and drink its days away, much like a human baby. The changeling will remain in the care of the mother until she figures out otherwise and tricks the changeling into revealing its secret. If indeed your baby has been switched for a changeling, the quickest way to draw out its true nature is to boil water in halved eggshells. Once the baby sees the ridiculousness, it will laugh and howl with delight, the first sign of happiness it has shown since settling into your home. Upon reveal, you can then chase the changeling fairy away while its kin place your baby back in the crib. So this one is kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mothers who would blame changelings for a lot of things that went wrong with their infants in the times before modern medicine. The kid got sick, the kid died, something happened, the baby didn't look quite right, something was wrong. Oh, the changelings got him, or he's a changeling, or
Was there a movie about that? The Changeling or something? That sounds familiar.
There's a Children of the Corn, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah, different movie.
I'm sure there are, but I don't. This one just kind of makes me sad in general because it was based in so much just heartache.
Yeah.
And you feel
because back then they blamed the negative stuff on a devil or the devil's work.
Yeah, so. my child would never act that way, therefore it must be a changeling,
Right.
And there were people who actually would leave infants out in the woods trying to get the fairies to give their babies back. Like,
oh, wow.
That's not my baby. Give me my baby back. Here, I'll give you your changeling back or whatever.
Oh. Yeah. Actually, in 1980, there was a movie called The Changeling.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Was it about garlic knots?
Probably not. Yeah, anyway, I'll have to watch that because, I like the weird movies like that. But anyway, yeah, that is sad because
Karen the Chatterer goes, why does the changeling look like our neighbor? It's a changeling. Yes.
Well, that's a question for your neighbor, Kara.
She's making a joke of like blaming the changeling for having an affair. Did I seriously just have to explain that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No. I'm good. My goodness. You too.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So that was that's sad. Back in those times that people would blame problems with their children and then try to have them bring back their real child.
Yep.
It's amazing how that kind of stuff, that was the norm, and that's what. Did they give you a year on that or anything? Like any kind of year range? But I know, 1500s, 1600s, maybe something like that. I'm just trying to think of all those different stories you hear about the mystical beliefs of some cultures before, science and medicine,
I mean, there are still people today that believe in the fairies. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think there's really an age range. I don't think there's really a date range. People like I said.
Yeah, but if my kid is misbehaving or starts going wacky, I'm not going to blame it on a fairy. I'm going to say, "Oh, let's take him to the doctor to figure out what's going on." And
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can imagine. You got ADD kids now. You got children that have different conditions that made them go, not act right. And, they would blame it on something like this. And like you said, they'd leave it in the woods and, hey, bring back my real baby, or a log.
Well, there's actually, the show, I'm completely spacing right now. Outlander.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's Showtime about this woman who goes back in time.
Mm-hmm.
And, she sees a woman leaving her baby in a tree trunk overnight, and she actually rescues the child because it was cold and the kid was screaming. Obviously, the kid was hungry, whatever.
Right.
And the woman freaks out because she was actually watching to see if the fairies would replace her baby back.
Wow.
So, stuff like that's just heartbreaking. Like, there's nothing, that's it is what it is. You take a baby as they come. So. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, this is a real story. This isn't something like Hollywood made up. This actually, this crap happened,
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow.
All right.
That just blows my mind. So.
All right, I'm going to talk away from this because otherwise I'm going to be upset. So one last one here on our list, and then I will read you the summary that this kid put in this article. I'm saying kid because this is written by like third-year grader.
Okay.
Tengu. Hailing from Japan is the flying goblin-like monstrosity known as Tengu. A mythical demigod demon, the Tengu is capable of flying and running great distances at incredible speed. One can identify Tengu by its fiery red skin, extremely long nose, and haughty nature. If one fails to treat Tengu with respect it feels it deserves, that person will become the next victim. When not avenging its honor, the Tengu can be found preying upon those Buddhists journeying towards enlightenment. Many believe that Tengu are the restless spirits of former priests and heretics who were wronged by members of their faith and seek revenge. As such, Tengu can often be found kidnapping monks, robbing temples, and possessing women so that they tempt holy men to break their vows. If one were so unfortunate as to come across a Tengu, it would be impossible to outrun or outfight the demon due to its magical martial arts skills. This is a demon ninja.
Demon ninja.
Who likes to tempt monks to break their vows. That is a great back out. Excuse me, monk, why did you break your vow of celibacy, Tengu? Tengu did it.
Okay, you're forgiven. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Yeah. It's almost like they make it up just so they are like, oh crap, I'm caught, yeah, this demon, yeah, he
with
made
an excessively
me break my vow, sorry.
Yeah, with an excessively long nose and yeah.
Yeah, he's red. He was running down the street. He's real fast too.
You didn't see him? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Can't ignore him because he's huge. He's foot quick.
And he's got this big nose, and like he ran real fast, and he made me break my vow. So, but they didn't say which vow either. But silence, abstinence, because the monks are big on silence and stuff. So they wouldn't like this show because we're not silent ever.
So if you're in the chat room, I just threw a Tengu shrine into the chat room so you can see what you're running from. Yeah. So over time, the Tengu have actually lost their evil reputation. In the 18th century, some of them were regarded as good spirits who protected Buddhist temples and populated the mountains they watched over. There are actually several cults of Tengu currently in the Buddhist system. Oops. So
there's a lot going on.
There is.
Man.
So it was a demon, and then it became undemoned.
And he's a protector now.
Well, only somewhat, though.
Oh.
So
like he can smell you out a mile away with that nose.
Yeah,
wow.
So this says it kind of looks like Santa Claus with a bad cold.
Yeah.
It's a little disrespectful to say, but that's the truth. Here's this one. Looks a little bit like. Let's see if I can put this one in the chat room.
This is why you need to sign into the chat room and join our chat, because you get all these cool pictures of. Yeah, that's a little more evil.
Yeah.
Angry.
It definitely has a long nose. So it actually says the long nose. So I just Googled why it has a really long nose, and it says that the original creature was described as halfway between man and bird. It actually had wings that allowed it to move quickly, and the very long nose that mimicked a bird's beak.
Okay.
So the nose that you see on these masks is an anthropomorphization of the original bird beak.
Okay, there's a big word. Stop with the big words. You and Cat. Yes.
Anthropomorphization means make it more like a human. So they took away the animal element and made it more like a people.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So you notice a lot of the Buddhist culture has a lot of different demons, as far as I don't know if I want to call it demons, but a lot of different protectors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool. I would really like to go there and experience some of this. It's really cool. Anyway.
All right. So of those 10 people of the demons that you have to avoid, I'm going to sum it up, and then you're going to tell me which one was your favorite.
I got to remember names now.
Since the dawn of time, men, women, and children have feared that which goes bump in the night. Such fears manifest in various forms in various locations, but each story is kept alive by universal bonds of storytelling, generation to generation. These stories are told as rites of passage. But what if these myths were not mythical? What if you happen across a demonic creature? These are the ones you should stay away from, hedge your bets, and keep away from these beasts of the night. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, yep. That's the way that article was wrapped up. So, of those 10 creatures, the Jinn, the Wendigo, the Krampus, Pocong, the Asag, the Manananggal, Dullahan, the Neon, the Fairy Changelings, and the Tengu. Which one would you least like to come across?
I'd least like to come across?
Yes.
I still think I'm going to stick with Krampus.
You think that's... Well, you're not a kid anymore.
Uncle Krampus. I'm a kid at heart. But, I don't want him taking my kids for being bad.
True. Okay.
So, yeah, and he's kind of like just evil, period. He don't have anything good about him. He's just like, screw, I'm going to come get you, and that's it. No second chance.
Yeah.
You're bad. I'm taking you away.
You're done, therefore you're done.
Yeah, the rest of them are kind of like, okay, you're cool. You're split in half, and your legs are still standing. I feel bad for you, but here's some salt. I'll sprinkle on you and a little bit of, ashes. I'll take care of that problem. So, yeah, Krampus. Yeah, he just sounds bad.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Krampus.
Nobody oh, poor Krampus.
Yeah, poor Krampus. Yeah, I think that's what the Irish ones. Yeah, I'll deal with them. They're cool.
I think the Asag, that's the one that I would want to avoid. The one that you wear like a coat or like clothing, and then you basically go numb and die from your head fever.
Yeah, that depends on how fast. I mean,
if
it's a slow death, yeah. If it's if you put your, quick death, whatever.
I'm thinking it's not a quick death. I'm thinking you slowly work your way to. Yeah, it says It says he infests their being, covers them like clothing, eventually paralyzing them with fever. So it takes some time to work its way. Yeah.
Well, Kat doesn't want to ever meet the Wendigo.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Anybody else in the chat room have a least favorite?
Least favorite,
Yeah.
I don't see them typing feverishly to answer our question.
I don't know.
But,
All right. Well, I was amused by the way this article was written. So here we are.
Yeah. I can see why. Yeah.
It amused me greatly. So I thought I would share that with you, even though it says 10 demons you should avoid, and they didn't actually mention any actual demons.
Right.
That's it. So.
Well, I want to avoid all the demons. Thank you.
Okay. That's a good plan. You avoid all the demons. And, yep. Make sure you carry your garlic, salt, and everything else. So get your questions ready for next week, guys. We are going to have the Gummy Bear Tarot night again.
Yay!
Yay. So get some questions ready. Get a card pulled. Have fun.
Yeah.
Because where else do you get tarot read by gummy bears?
Yeah. So if you're out there listening and you're for some reason you're afraid to hit chat now and sign in, I mean, it's really interactive and fun. And like Rebecca just said, you can get your tarot card pulled and just see what happens. Good stuff coming your way.
Yes, and if there's not good stuff, we promise that the microphone will suddenly cut out and you'll never hear the bad stuff.
That's right.
So. All right, guys and girls, we are out of time. Please make sure you avoid all demons in all your conversations from here on out. And as always, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Bill.
And we'll see you in the shadows.